Alright guys, welcome back to today's video from Farmer Scoobs. It has been a long time since there's been a video up, and I'm also here in a shed where there shouldn't be cows and calves, but there's cows and calves. He definitely shouldn't be there, but he's there for a good reason. I'm just currently temporarily fixing our water trough so that the cows have some water to drink and a bit of silage in for them. I'll explain to you why these ones are here. Summer mastitis heifer that had a calf late last year, cow that didn't go back and calf, heifer calf, and bull calf right there. And that is our limousine bull weanling back there at the back. These are sold, and they're in here for the reason that they were TB tested this morning and they'll be ready again on Monday. These will be heading out the door probably Tuesday. We've had a few changes since the last time I've put up a video. Shepherdess has offloaded her sheep. The 6 ewes that we had that were due to lamb, or that are going to lamb, one had lambed, and I'll explain to you the reasoning behind that now in a minute. Time is very confined here at the minute. You would have heard back from my previous video that my dad was unwell in December, and into January, fast forward, dad is recovering nicely, slowly but surely, but my oldest girling has actually been unwell as well in January. She has been in Crumlin Children's Hospital in Dublin, and she's currently just receiving treatment in Mayo University Hospital on top of that as well. So just things have been a tad bit stretched, and we were just deciding the best course of action would be just to cut back on some numbers, make life a small bit easier. So the first choice was sheep were going, because I just didn't have the time to deal with them when they started to go lambing. And these here are basically going to be of no use to me this year. They're not in calf, and the other two are rearing calves, but the calves are just all over the place. So thought best of it just to offload them. And the same with the dry cow. She's definitely of no use to me. And rather than fork a load of money into her meal, super beef, I just said no. Just best cut our losses on her, get her out the door. And I suppose as a package deal, we got a good price on them all. That actual bull weanling that's back there is actually her calf. He was just weaned off. Same man bought the whole lot. We actually sold our 5 heifers as well, our outliers. They are now gone also. The man that actually bought these bought our outlying heifers. So we're having a good week on the farm. But look, it's not always about going out the door. Sales is not the biggest driven thing here. It's just about getting by now at the minute and managing what we have. We have quite a bit of stock left. We'll have a total of, I think 13 cows to calve down, which is quite a big number for here, including then we have a couple of bulls. We'll have a couple of heifers as well to bring on for next year. So we have quite a bit of stock left over. So we're just basically cutting down the numbers that we don't need. So that is where I'm at. So I'm just waiting for this drinking trough to fill up. I have to just tidy in a bit of silage. I'll give you a look at this shed in here now while that's filling, so you have an idea of what stock we have left in here. I'll just give the camera a quick turn around. So just left in here now at the minute we have our 5 Hereford heifers. Next to that we have our 2 Charlie Weanling heifers, who surprisingly, now that I've been taken away into a pen on their own, have actually turned into 2 serious lumps of heifers. I didn't realise they were as good now until I got the 2 of them away on their own. So I'm well chuffed with them and how they're going to turn out. They're well ahead on where they should be. I suppose the meal that they're getting quite a bit of meal now, so the meal does do a job on them. And then we have the 2 buckos then down in the impin, the Charlie bull and the little bull. The little bull is actually thriving well now too. His coat is changing now. He's beginning to fill out, and he's broadening on the shoulders and the front. He's just a small bit lacking in the height, but I think that was the fact of lack of milk when he was younger, because his mother didn't calve late, and she just didn't get the extra bit of time out in the grass. So he's just a small bit behind, but he will thrive on. He is getting a fair share of meal, and he's well able to come out. He was well able to push out and get his weight on the meal. And then we have Julie's bull there, 115, cracking bull. He's going to be our tidy up bull for this year. I'm going to run him hopefully with the rest of the stock. I had a notion of selling him, but I'm just not entirely sure what way we want to go this year. I have a load of straws above in the AI tank that I could be giving these. when they calve down, and I also have Charlie straws for our Charlie cows in the back shed. So I'm undecided what way we're going to go this year. But we are just going to plan the year out and just see how the year goes. We'll take it day by day, and we'll just see what happens basically when the cows start to calve down, and see what sort of situation we're in. It'll all, I suppose, depend on what the Charlie cows throw this year. I'm hoping for quite a few heifers. The more heifers we get coming off them cows, the better, because they have breeding behind them for producing quality cows. So I'm hoping to have maybe at least, fingers crossed, 2 heifers. I'm hoping that Julie 115 will throw a heifer calf, and our 231 cow Melanie throws a heifer calf, because they have the breeding behind. They have the best breeding behind them. So I'm just hoping that they will give us the goods this year. But look at, you cannot pick and choose. It is what it is. You take what you get. But fingers crossed, I'm hoping for heifers. So we'll just see how it goes. So that is where we're at today. We've quite a bit less stock here knocking around. It makes the day a small bit quicker. But we're just focusing on now on our oldest girling's recovery. And fingers crossed. She's a bit of a road in front of her, but we will get there eventually. Mom Shepherdess is doing a fantastic job, and she was sad to see the O's go, but look, as push came to shove, we just literally didn't have the time. And I want to thank the lads that was coming and giving me a hand while I was up in Dublin, and to and fro that came in and gave me a hand feed the cows. I want to thank them as well also. They were fair play to them now. They gave me a bit of a dig out when need be. So now that our drinker's filled, I'm just going to leave these cows to it. These are going to be red Monday evening at some point, and they'll be ready for off on Tuesday. All going according to plan, and they'll be out of my way then. This bale of silage should stick them until Tuesday. I shouldn't really have to come in here, only just to fill them up some water and just have a quick look at them and make sure they're all right. But all going according to plan. That is what's going to be happening, that they'll be out the door, out the gap on Tuesday. And best of luck to the new owner on them. And I hope they go lucky for him. He also took our, like I said, he took our 5 heifers, our outliers. So I hope they go lucky for him as well. They'll turn into five nice heifers for either finishing or for running on as cows, whichever he chooses to do with them. I think he's going to finish them and send them into the factory. So that is what is. Just a quick note on, I suppose there's been a bit of an uproar in Ireland now at the minute on our farming protests. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get to any of them. I didn't realise that there was a protest on in Castlebar last night at 7 o'clock. I didn't find out till 7:10. But if I had known, I would have been up and supporting all our other fellow farmers around Ireland, because I think there is something more we can be getting. I think the government is lacking on what they're doing for us. And I think there is something extra that they can give us, especially, I'm not a member of any farming organisation in Ireland, but I do believe that some of them organisations are out for themselves. And I suppose at the end of the day, I seen the interview I seen on social media that there was an altercation in a hotel up the country, where our Minister for Agriculture tried to dismiss a protester, very, very childlike, very child-minded like. I was angry about it because the way he done it, and I think it was disrespectful on his behalf also. But look, at going forward, any future protest that's coming up that I can be at, I will be at, and I'll be supporting our fellow farmers around Ireland going forward in the future. And I'm hoping just that the government will listen, and I suppose try and look after our farmers all over Ireland, not just our big farmers like dairy farmers or tillage farmers, but also the little farmers that's here in the west of Ireland that's trying to make a daily living from what they're doing, because this is our way of life here in the west of Ireland. This is what we choose to do. This is where we come from. This is what we like to do. I like farming. I like being involved. I like the everyday running of a farm to farm. That's what I do. Sometimes it can be a bit tedious. You can have some long days. You can have short days. You do your own. That's what I find. You can make your own hours as you go along, and that's what I tend to do. I can come and go as I please, and I can do the jobs that I want to do when I want to do them, and that's the beauty about it. But I think from a government's standpoint, or from a government's point of view, I think they would much rather if I wasn't farming anymore. I think they'd much rather if I decided to sell off all my cows, sell off all my machinery, sell up my farm to some big corporation that'll come in and plank a load of windmills. I would be all for solar energy farming. I would like to be solar energy farming. I would like to do something like that in the future because you can still farm underneath the solar energy. You can still farm sheep and things like that. I would like to do something like that in the future. If push came to shove and we couldn't farm cattle, I'd have to look at some other way of environmental farming. I'd like to make sure that farming is in on that. It's environmental farming. And I suppose further down the road, we might have to look at that. But as of now, I am quite happy doing what I like doing here. And I will fully back the protests against the way that the Department of Agriculture are treating farmers all over Ireland at the minute. But look, I'm only one person saying it. I don't know how the protest went in Castlebar last night. Like I said, I didn't find out until the very last minute. And by the time I would have gotten to Castlebar, it probably would have been over, because it would take me the guts of a good hour and 20 minutes to drive a tractor from here to Castlebar. So I probably would have missed out. I don't even know if a protest went ahead in Castlebar last night, but I hope it did. And I hope everyone that turned up got their point across to everyone that was seen in the local area. So fair play to anyone that did turn up. I give you a thumbs up on that, and well done. And everyone around Ireland that did take part in the protest, fair play to you. I did see a lot of videos this morning on social media and on Facebook and TikTok, and thumbs up, fair play to every single one of you. And I'm going to finish it at that. I'm going to leave on this note. Farming is life, is a way of life, and let's not forget that. For any of the farmers that's on here that's watching my videos, farming is life. It's our way of life. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one.
You should have the beacons on. It's a necessity.